fire, drawing it away from the stack, and the Protoss player wins the battle handily.
What an excellent move by the Protoss player. It's really all about controlling units. Getting the most out of the units at this high level of play is what's incredibly important. Now, back at the Terran base, the Protoss is trying to make a push in there. He does see a couple Marauders out. Oh, he thinks that he can take that army, but what's this? Two more Marauders show out from behind the Terran's base, and the Protoss army is absolutely overwhelmed. We're going to see those Stalkers just get mauled.
Yeah, he would love to escape at this point, but those concussion missiles do slow down units that are hit by them for a short time. It really means that there really was no hope of escape there. All the Protoss could really hope to do at that point was do as much damage as they could before they were taken down. And here is the Protoss response to the Marauder. He's got a bunch of Zealots in play, and he's going to warp in a bunch more. These guys are extremely dangerous against the Marauder. The concussion missiles don't do nearly as much damage against lightly armored targets like the Zealot, and it looks like the Zealots might be able to chase down and kill these Marauders.
Ooh, and we're going to see those Marauders are hot on the tail of all those Zealots. Whoa, and it's looking like those 6 Zealots are feeling extremely zealous and are going to move right back in there and try and chase down all those Marauders. We got 3 more Zealots getting warped into play, and here they go. They're chasing down those 3 Marauders, only 3 remaining. Wow, and Charge is finished researching. They are going to be able to chase down the Marauders, no problem.
Yeah, there's nowhere to run now, and the Marauders know it. Once that Charge comes online, you can see those blurs by the Zealots as they move so quickly. There's no escape for the Marauders now. They're just running for their lives, trying to escape inside the Terran base, preserve this force as long as he possibly can, and the Zealots are loose. They're loose inside the Terran base, and they're just trashing the place. They're going immediately for the SCVs, and you can see they're just tearing the place apart, killing as many SCVs as they can. The SCVs are turning, fighting back, desperately trying to stem the loss of life, trying to kill as many Zealots as they can. Oh my god, he's taking just a terrible beating in his economy. The Zealots are just cutting into those SCVs. Some Zealots are going down, but the SCVs are taking even worse damage. He's down to 25 SCVs, while the Protoss have 33 still in play by the time those Zealots leave the base.
So now, the Protoss player probably thinks that he has this huge one up, but little does he know that the Terran player actually has that high ground expansion where he's able to still safely gather all the minerals he wants.
Yeah, absolutely. The Protoss player's got feeling really confident right now. He just did a terrible amount of damage to his economy. You can see as we're panning across the map there, he was expanding. It looks like the Protoss player's got everything going his way. What he doesn't know, of course, is the Terran does have another town. He has another base, and he's making good use of it. And the Zealots are back inside. They've bypassed that bunker, and they're going directly for the SCVs, trying to kill as many as they possibly can. Some of those SCVs are no doubt wounded from the previous battle. The Marines are trying to fight back. The SCVs are trying to get away, but the Zealots are just too tough. They're just trashing them and taking them down, and the Marines are running back for the cover of that bunker if they can only get to it.
Ooh, but the Zealots are trying to chase it down, and the Marauders finish just in time and are able to take down those Zealots. I have to say, I love Charge.
Yeah, it's such a great ability for the Zealot. It really makes them very effective in the mid-game. When the unit is starting to become less and less effective, suddenly Charge can come online and give whole new life to the unit. Now, it looks like the Protoss are having a look around here. He's scouting around the map, making sure that there's no hidden expansions. Of course, he doesn't know about the expansion on the high ground. He might be able to guess that the Terran had done such a thing, but he doesn't know for sure. Oh my goodness, looks like the Terrans surviving of that battle are coming out to fight. They're moving out to engage this position. He's got a bunch of Zealots that he's just warped in, and he's engaging that tough Marauder force. The Marauders are having a lot of trouble. They're backing up. They're focus firing on the Zealots, trying to slow them down, trying to buy themselves some time, trying to hope they can wear down those Zealots with repeated use of their concussion missiles.
Ooh, and we have them turning around just trying to get off one shot and continue running away. They're trying to kite that Zealot away as fast as they can. Are they going to be able to take down the probe? Those 2 Marauders. We've got a Zealot and a probe in hot pursuit of those 2 Marauders, and they are able to take down both of them. Oh, but 3 more Zealots come into play, and those Marauders are not going to see the light of another day.
Yeah, they're absolutely toast. So he managed to eke out a little bit of a victory there, but it wasn't enough. The warp in really helped the Protoss player get back into the game, make sure he got some forces down the battlefield, and maintain control of the middle of the map. It's very important for the Protoss player right now to maintain control of that middle area so he can keep up the pressure on the Terran base.
That's right. Pressure is extremely important in StarCraft 2 because if you leave anyone alone for a given amount of time, you can get steamrolled.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, it looks like the Protoss player has managed to expand here. He is going to bring up some additional probes from his other main base, and he's going to try to use that base to get some more resources. He's also got a robotics facility up and running, too, actually, as a matter of fact. He's got a Colossus on the way. He's built the support facility for the Colossus, and it's going to be coming out. This is a very dangerous unit. It can be upgraded to have siege range. It can move up and down cliffs. It's got a powerful area effect beam. It's not a great weapon against the Marauders, which is kind of a shame because there's a lot of Terran Marauders on the map.
If we did see a higher number of Colossus working together in unison, we could absolutely see those Marauders get threatened huge. But, I mean, he's not really planning on killing the army. Right now, all that this Protoss player wants to use those Colossus for, likely, is to take out that expansion now that he's found it with his Observer.
He's just seen it with that Observer. This is a flying cloaked unit for the Protoss that allows him to fly around and see what's going on, detect units, and you can see that he's got it up there, up that cliff. He's seen what's going on. He sees the expansion, and now he knows that what he thought was a winning game is not going the way he was hoping it would, and so now he's got to move to engage that expansion, and he's bringing over some Zealots. No doubt he'll bring over his Colossus and some additional forces and try to break through those rocks. Of course, the Terran player has control of that watchtower, so he can see what's going on. The Terran player is fully aware of what's happening here. He sees those rocks under attack. Once those rocks go down, the Zealots will be into the Terran base, and the Terrans are trying to break through their own set of rocks. He needs to get up there to protect his base. Who will break their rocks first is the real question right now, and the Colossus is in. It's attacking the Terran base. It's driving off those SCVs. The SCVs are running for their lives while the Colossus is stalking around, trying to do as much damage as he possibly can. He's running as close to those Marauders as he can, and the Colossus is a little too close to that Terran army. It's trying to get off some shots. It's going to get off a few shots, and then it's dropped by those tough Marauders.
Ooh, and it's looking like Matt Cooper was just a little bit distracted, possibly by seeing all of these Hellions run past his proxy pylon in the center of his map. We can see those Hellions laying down some damage, trying to take out as many of the probes as they possibly can. We do see a Stalker getting warped into play, going to lay down some pressure. The Hellions are going to try to move around over towards the natural. Oh, and that Colossus there. Those Hellions do not stand a chance.
Yeah, those Hellions are going down to the Colossus and the Stalker. Back in the Terran base, the Zealots are in among the SCVs once again, doing as much damage as they can to the Terran economy, just tearing away. But that's a lot of Marauders. It's a lot of Stalkers in the way, and the SCVs are fighting back as well. You can see one of the Stalkers is brought down by combined SCV and Marauder fire, and the few Protoss survivors from that failed assault will limp away to safety. The Observer remaining overhead to watch what goes on inside the Terran base.
So fortunately enough for the Protoss player, he does still have that proxy pylon up there, but unbeknownst to him, on the production menu, we can see that the Terran player is researching Cloak, which is going to be devastating versus anything on the Protoss force because he doesn't have cannons placed around his bases.
Absolutely, and so the Terrans are researching Cloak for their Banshees. The Banshee is a very deadly air-to-ground gunship. They can do a lot of damage to the Colossus, a lot of damage to a lot of other units. He really needs